It's Sunday, February 2nd, 2025. Thanks for joining me today. If you would, please remember to give this video a like, share this video all over your social media, and make sure you subscribe to this channel. Without further ado, I want to get right into some of the news. I was just watching the television here before I sat outside here. And apparently, most of you may know this already, but I guess another plane had a malfunction today in Houston, Texas. I think it was an American Airlines flight, commercial flight, engine lit up on fire. So I don't know what is going on with these planes right now, but it seems like it's beginning to get a little dangerous to be flying. So comment down below if you know more about this. But some of the stuff that I think I really want to talk about today, the majority of this video, is this trade war or trade wars that we are now in, the tariffs. A couple articles today. Please feel free to comment down below on your thoughts about this multiple trade wars that we're having. It doesn't have to be this way. Canada, Mexico, China, and the EU respond to Trump's tariffs. So as you know, Trump just put a 25% tariff on Mexico and Canada, 10% on China. Justin Trudeau, I was watching a video of him last night. He is now a tough guy. He thinks he's going to play hardball. He responded with 25% tariffs against the $155 billion of U.S. goods. And look, this administration warned if he does that, your 25% tariff is going to go to 50%. This dude has already resigned. He's on his way out. The people of Canada don't like him, don't want him to be there, and he is going to make it very, very painful for the people of Canada. Mexico has also vowed retaliation, although President Claudia Sheinbaum did not reveal specifics. China. We don't know what they're going to do yet, but let's not forget, we are running a $288 billion deficit with them, and they are flooding us with fentanyl. And look, Trump just asked all these countries, Canada and Mexico, please shut down your borders, do a better job, and stop allowing people and fentanyl into the United States. It's all you have to do. But they didn't want to do that. On top of that, we're running big deficits, big trade deficits with these countries. Trump is, as I said, going to retaliate at some point against Trudeau in Canada with a 50% tariff. Here's another one today from NBC News. Canada's Justin Trudeau announces retaliatory tariffs following Trump's executive order. So what are we going to see the tariffs on? Where will we probably likely see prices go up? It's going to be on Canadian beer, wine, bourbon, fruits, fruit juices, perfume, clothing, and shoes. As far as major consumer products, household appliances, furniture, sports equipment, lumber, and plastics, along with much more. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't remember buying any major appliances from Canada, televisions, refrigerators, washers, and dryers. So that is probably stuff coming in from China that they're sending over here. But I've never seen a pair of Canadian shoes either. Shoes coming from Canada, maybe I'm wrong, but most shoes I see are coming over from Asia, China. Correct me if I'm wrong. But as far as, you know, some of this other stuff, fruit juices, bourbon, wine, beer, that stuff, okay, we're going to see an increase of prices. Look, this is going to be a trade war. You get into a major war, whether it's a physical war, cyber war, trade war, people are going to feel pain, no doubt about it. But look, do we sit here and just be taken advantage of? Do we continue with these major deficits? Do we continue to accept that people and fentanyl are just coming over the north end and the south end, and we just accept it, and that's okay? I don't know. China denounces Trump tariff. Fentanyl is America's problem. That's what China said. It's your problem, America. It's your problem. China's government denounced the Trump administration's imposition of a long threatened 10% tariff on Chinese imports. Beijing says it would take unspecified countermeasures in response to the tariffs, which take place on Tuesday. We will see immediate escalation, they said. we will see immediate escalation. So this thing is heating up. It's going to get very, very interesting. I don't know about you, but I'm very curious to see what is going to happen with the markets, the very manipulated markets on Monday. It should be very interesting. One fear that I do have is that the world comes against America, the BRICS nations. Look, these are very, very powerful countries. When you take into consideration Russia, China, India, the list goes on. They are more than half the world's GDP, more than half the world's oil production, more than half the world's steel production, rare earth minerals. This could get very, very serious. We are definitely heading into some very turbulent times, shall I say, because these nations, they can make it very, very miserable for us. Let's face it, China exports about 80–90% of our pharmaceuticals to us that we depend on. Our store shelves, the shoes you were probably wearing, don't make it here unless China sends them here. So this could get very, very uncomfortable for the entire world. So I'm not going to sit here and say this is going to be a cakewalk, that there's no pain that's going to be felt. As I've been saying for years, the pain is coming. We've been feeling economic pain here for years. This could get much, much more severe as we head into a trade war with multiple countries. Trump puts tariffs on Canada, Mexico, China, spurring trade war as North America allies respond. Trudeau said Canadians feel betrayal. Canadian troops fought in Afghanistan along the side of U.S. troops, helped respond to California wildfires and Hurricane Katrina. We're always standing with you. Well, if that was true, how come people are just walking across the border? How come you're allowing fentanyl to come into America and some very, very bad actors? How come? I love when, people like this all of a sudden play at your heartstrings and say, well, we did this for you. We did that for you. You've all had friends like this. I can't believe this. I did this for you, or I offered to do this for you. This is just so pathetic of this guy. 1 minute he's playing tough. Now he's trying to play on our heartstrings that we were there for you. Again, this guy just resigned. The people of Canada don't want him there. At least a majority of people don't want him there. He's destroyed Canada. He's destroyed their economy. He's now destroying their relationship with America. The U.S. is the largest investor. I want everybody to know this as he plays at our heartstrings. We are the largest investor in Canada, accounting for 46% of total foreign investment. Imagine if America just pulled that 46% of investment out of Canada, what would happen? The U.S. has a $60 to $70 billion trade deficit with Canada. So they're doing pretty well with their neighbor, the United States of America. And let's face it, if anything were to happen, an invasion in Canada, America would be there for Canada. America protects Canada. Canada does not protect America. Ontario to remove U.S. alcohol from shelves after Trump tariffs announcement beginning Tuesday. Well, I mean, maybe that's good. Maybe people need to stop drinking so much. But this is going to get very, very interesting. Here's one from The Hedge. Mexico's president claims she has plan A, plan B, plan C in response to Trump tariffs. How about just hitting the cartels and closing down the border, Mexico? Why can't the president of Mexico just take responsibility? Probably because she's controlled by the cartels. Don't know that. That's an assumption, allegedly. Maybe they're just fearful. But how about doing something in your own backyard instead of blaming America? We asked you, shut the border down, stop letting people from all over the world in, stop the flow of fentanyl that is killing over 70,000 Americans every year. That is more than the entire Vietnam War killed. We're losing every year with just fentanyl. And it is coming over, majority of it coming over the southern border, also coming over the northern border, but the majority is coming over the southern border. We've asked you to tighten it up, put an end to it, and you cannot and will not do it. So I don't know why you have to keep taking all that fentanyl from China, why those Chinese laboratories are down in Mexico, why you're allowing this to take place. You say you love us, you don't want this to happen, but yet you allow this poison to flow into America. Here's how tariffs on Canada, China, and Mexico may impact U.S. consumers. This on CNBC today. This is just going to be just unbelievable. We're just now in the beginning of February. Look at everything that has transpired in January. It's unbelievable. Tariffs will likely result in higher prices for U.S. consumers, both directly and indirectly. I believe that. Tariffs are a tax on foreign imports that are paid by U.S. businesses importing those products. That is going to be passed on to the consumer without a doubt. This is a difficult time, in my opinion, for millions of Americans, because millions of Americans have been in a major recession for at least the last couple of years, maybe longer. Businesses in America have been really feeling pain for years. Years ago, I was doing retail apocalypse videos. Years ago, we were already feeling the pain, and the consumer's been feeling the pain with this excessive amount of inflation, wages not keeping up with the cost of living, and it's hurting everybody. And now we are getting into a very, very nasty trade war right now with 3 countries. So get ready to feel the pain. This is why I have for years been telling people to pay down the debt, have a reserve put away, have borrowable items put away, to be adding skill sets, know how to do things, know how to, have multiple side hustles going on, be diversified. This is why, because things like this happen. And things like this have been brewing over the last, 4 years. And here we are, and people that are hurting right now are get ready. You're going to be hurting a lot more, unfortunately. The pain is coming. You think it's painful now? If these trade wars begin to get out of control, it is going to get extremely painful for millions of Americans and businesses in this country. The Hedge today. Jim Rickards, a U.S. recession is coming. Mr. Rickards, I love Jim Rickards. I think he's one of the brightest guys out there. But Jim, we've been in recession for years. Simply put, the U.S. consumes more than it produces, he says. The U.S. runs a trade deficit along with a budget deficit and is in debt to the entire world. Let me repeat that. The U.S. runs a trade deficit along with a budget deficit, and we are in debt to the world. This is why I believe this trade war could get quite nasty, and people better get ready for it. And unfortunately, most people, it's too late. They're not going to be able to get ready for it because they are flat out broke, and they partied the last few years when they were getting free money, when they were getting moratoriums, when they didn't have to pay rent, when they were getting stimulus checks and unemployment benefits, and they just thought that the party was never going to end. Well, it ended, and they've been feeling some pain now for the past few years, and now we're heading into major trade wars, possibly. I hope not. I hope it gets resolved quickly, but what if it doesn't? People are going to really get hurt here. Some complain that Trump's America First policies may hurt growth in places like China, India, Brazil. That's entirely possible and entirely too bad, Jim Rickard says. China needs to figure out how to make China great again. That's China's job, not the job of the U.S. Trump's job is to make America great again, and he's off to a very, very good start, Jim Rickard says. Tariffs, he says, makes foreign investment in the U.S. a better choice, and a better choice for foreign manufacturers to manufacture right here in America rather than face high tariff walls. The economic challenges coming are not Trump's fault, but he will be blamed for these challenges, ladies and gentlemen. You can already see the writing on the wall. These challenges have been brewing for years. They've been in the process for years. But the damage may emerge under Trump's term. I believe that. What else may we see under Trump's term? Stock market crash, recession, trade wars, currency wars. It's all setting up for all of this, and this administration will be blamed for it. This has to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Things cannot be fixed unless these things happen, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts, comment down below. The U.S. currency is in big trouble. We can compare it to all the other currencies around the world that are sick and dying and say, oh, it's wonderful, it's doing good. But you're comparing one sick puppy to another sick puppy. We have lost 98% of our purchasing power in the last 100 years. That is a dying currency. I believe that this president would probably be the only one that could get us back to a gold standard, maybe a percentage of the U.S. dollar backed by gold. That to me would save the dollar. The first one wins the race, ladies and gentlemen. The first country or first countries that go to a gold-backed currency are going to win the race. Those are the currencies the world is going to run to. And if we're not the first one to do it, I think we're going to be in big trouble. I don't think it's a Bitcoin currency. I don't think it's a cryptocurrency. I think it's a physical currency backed by gold. Not 100%. It doesn't have to be 100%. Maybe it's 10%. Maybe it's 20%. Maybe it's 25%. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. But I don't think the rest of the world is going to buy into crypto, because crypto can be made out of thin air. Crypto can be controlled. Crypto can be reproduced. Crypto can be hacked. It can be taxed. It can be manipulated. It's a little bit different with physical gold. It keeps you much more fiscally responsible and honest. The hedge today. Gold hits new record high. Dear Jerome Powell, is everything under control? Of course it is not under control. Why is gold hitting all-time highs yet again? Because the dollar's in trouble. There's tons of uncertainty across the globe. And now we are looking at multiple trade wars that could be quite possibly very inflationary. I don't know if it's going to be. It could be. How much? I don't know. But we already have too much inflation right now, and quite possibly more inflation coming. Inflation could worsen with these tariffs. Bitcoin, as I make this video, was down earlier today for over $4,000. Maybe I think right now it's down about 3,000. I don't know if that's really a safe haven asset. We'll see how it plays out. Be interesting to see, again, what these markets, what the metals will do tomorrow, what the cryptos are going to do. Monday's going to be very, very interesting. Also, Jerome Powell has alerted us, don't hold your breath for a rate cut. And with what's happening right now, you may not even see a rate hike this year. In fact, I think it's very, very possible that if these tariffs, if this trade war begins to get heated up, you're going to see rate hikes in America. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to feel the pain. Many of us have already felt the pain. Going to the grocery store every week, I feel the pain. Going and buying a carton of eggs, you feel the pain. Go buy some coffee, feel the pain. Go buy a pound of hamburger, go buy a steak, go buy a pork chop. You're feeling the pain. Pay your utility bills, pay your health insurance, pay your car insurance. You're feeling the pain every day. This is going to intensify if this thing heats up. And I don't see these countries just giving in too easily, but I think this has to be done. I think that this could quite possibly begin a major collapse and a reset. And without a collapse and without a reset, people are just not going to have purchasing power. They're not going to be able to live the American dream. They're not going to be able to buy a house. They're going to be financing a car for 10 years. Is this the life that you want? Unfortunately, nobody wants to feel the pain. They just want to keep kicking the can down the road. And the farther we kick this can, the more painful it's going to be when we no longer can kick the can. People don't want to feel the pain. Nobody does. But we completely rolled over this thing from 2008 and on. We've been sending jobs overseas for decades. We've been printing money for decades. We had the Fed in here buying stocks, buying mortgage-backed securities, just fueling this housing bubble that now is beginning to cool off. And now you ask the question, who's going to buy all these houses? As inflation rises, more job losses, more inflation, more trouble, devaluing currency, harder to get a job, a good job, and people now forced to work 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet. This is going to get ugly, I think. I really do. And anybody that says, you know, the last 4 years things have been wonderful, these people live on another planet. This has been the worst 4 years for this economy, and I will say this, in my humble opinion, this is the worst economy right now in U.S. history. This is the worst I've ever seen the U.S. economy. Thank God we have a new administration trying to fix it, trying to do something other than just slice it up into 1 million more pieces. Death by 1,000 cuts. So that's what I've seen over the last 4 years. Death by 1,000 cuts. We at least have an administration right now trying to resuscitate, put some life back into this economy. This is going to be an absolute uphill battle. The challenges that are in front of this administration, the booby traps, the debt, the deficits, if this is ever fixed, it is going to go down in the record books, the history books. It's going to be something that most people never thought could even be humanly possible. We're over $36 trillion in debt, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't noticed. I'm going to leave it there today. I'm literally speechless with everything that is happening. This 2025 has been a barn burner. You don't know what you're going to wake up to tomorrow. We're waking up to, volatile stock market. We're waking up to plane crashes. We're waking up to fires. We're waking up to floods. We're waking up to wars. We're waking up to just you name it. It's just unbelievable what we're seeing take place in America. And I have no idea what we're going to be waking up to next. But things are definitely heating up. We're going to see retaliation by these countries, whether it's some incident that takes place right here on U.S. soil, or major cyber attacks, rug pulls in the market, some big bank going under somewhere here in the U.S. or across the globe. Who knows? This war in Eastern Europe is continuing. That needs to be diffused. It just seems like it's just one thing after another. And this administration has got their hands full. Pray for this country. Pray for this president. Pray for this administration. Pray for your neighbors, your friends. Don't give up. This is going to be an exciting time, ladies and gentlemen. And if you haven't begun to prepare, please do so today. Get yourself in better shape, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Make sure you have food and water. Make sure you have some cash reserves outside of the system. And as always, I think it's a good time to be owning some gold and some silver. If you need a good place, go to SD Bullion, link down below. Get yourself some metal. If you have a reputable place already, get it. I don't care where you buy from. I've been buying from SD Bullion for over 7 years. That's my go-to. I have a personal relationship with them. They've been fantastic to me, and I wouldn't be buying from anybody else because I trust them. They're competitive. They get my metals to me quickly, and they know what's going on. They follow what's happening across the world and the United States of America, and they are good, loyal patriots. I want to support companies like that, whether it's a metal place or what, a restaurant, a car dealer, whatever. We need to be supporting people that are on the same page as us, who love this country, believe in this country, and are going to do everything they can to make this country a better place for everybody, no matter what color you are, what gender you are, what religion you are. This is America. I want everybody to be successful. I want everybody to be safe, and I'm going to support companies that believe in the same thing. Have a great day. Have a great rest of the weekend. Be safe. God bless. Take care.